with Bass in the past, a battle of the Titans, number 1 versus number 2 in terms of the world's rankings as well.
It's crazy to think that this matchup in itself might also just be able to shake that up a little bit. If Power are able to knock Renegades down to the lower bracket, and then Renegades can't recover, it would be devastating. And oh gosh, that's a devastating start.
The thing is, what's surprising about this is it wasn't CJ, but Fever has slammed that into his own net. Not a good start for the Renegades. Power will take it.
Oh boy, this Yummy, this could be a very long series if that's the type of goals that we're gonna be seeing. Thus far, Power look like they are the more offensively driven team, but we're also only 10 seconds into this one, so oh boy.
Yeah, they certainly looked offensive during that own goal, but Kami fights back with a double.
All right, I guess blinking you will miss it. We're 20 seconds into this one and we've already got 2 goals. Quick prediction, Yummy, what are we ending with total? I'm gonna say 7 goals.
I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go a cheeky 5. They'll settle down for here once they realize, okay.
So, oh boy.
Yeah, they certainly looked offensive during that own goal, but Kami fights back with a double.
All right, I guess blinking you will miss it. We're 20 seconds into this one and we've already got 2 goals. Quick prediction, Yummy, what are we ending with total? I'm gonna say 7 goals.
I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go a cheeky 5. They'll settle down for here once they realize, okay, let's not.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, I was wrong.
Dude,
There's gonna be a second goal for Renegades. There's a little bit of fortune here for Power and for us, who don't have to see another one go in 5 seconds.
Yeah, at this point, I'd like just, you know, a second to breathe, if you will. Maybe a second to just try and recollect ourselves and not have to panic at trying to keep up. Are you kidding me? Please, no. Okay, thank you. Renegades will not find that goal. Power will find the defensive stop. Can we return? Nope, never mind. I was going to say, can we return to some normalcy? Nope, Torsos puts in another.
This has been the weirdest first game, weirdest any game I've really seen. There were 2 moments.
But it's a double commit from Fever, so it leaves them a little bit exposed. Can someone take advantage of this? Power shot on target, but barely off the mark. And Kami, he will thank his lucky stars. You get at least a little touch.
Well, at least everything is settled down here. It's been a couple of minutes since we saw a goal. The Handfist looking to get one. Express is going to find the angle instead. Torsos there. No, it's Handfist to follow up. And that's the 4th goal, but the first genuinely solid goal of the game.
I would say it's the first real earned goal, if you will. There was no defensive error. There was no players making a mistake. And Yummy, congratulations. We have hit your number. This is 5 total, and we've got half the game to go. So maybe they hold on to this total? Maybe.
I don't expect that. Not with the way that Renegades play. When they do have the chips down, they go hyper aggressive, and that's going to lead to either goals for them or goals for Team Power. So that's exactly right.
But my man, I don't know how you're doing this, but you are literally seeing into the future on repeat here. Maybe that's why I'm in the booth. One from the past, one from the future. And at this point, I don't know what to predict because we've got 6 goals and 2 minutes remaining.
It is still possible here for the Renegades.
Doing this, but you are literally seeing into the future on repeat here. Maybe that's why I'm in the booth. One from the past, one from the future. And at this point, I don't know what to predict because we've got 6 goals and 2 minutes remaining.
It is still possible here for the Renegades. After they own goal and then let in 2 more off the kickoff. And yet there's still a chance if they can get a couple more goals here in an easy 2 minutes. And that might be one right there. They only need 1 more now.
Oh, that is filthy from CJ. I was hoping this pass would connect with someone because it was really clever from Kami, but honestly, the finish from CJ is even prettier. Renegades did, but I agree with you. I don't believe this is the end of the goal scoring at this point here. We've got almost 2 minutes to go. Both teams are exchanging blows on either end. Renegades now actually marching into their offense. I'm more than seeing this end at 7 goals. I'm honestly looking at this one to go to overtime, and that's how you do it. Fever, what a shot.
Well, I still don't know what to say about this game, but a double commit from Power is not going to help them, and it's a great angle from Fever.
Well, we're all tied away at 4-4, and I still don't feel like this is going to be the ending scoreline here. I mean, guaranteed it'll at least be 5-4 and 5.
But now the fact that they're playing well is really, really enticing.
It's good to see that as well. I think that they really did have that wake-up call last split when they realized that they were, oh, wait a minute, I'll keep on to that point in a moment because oh my, Team Power, what a goal.
This is huge from Amphis. He's got it off the roof. He's managed to find an exceptional flip reset that demoed Kami essentially inside of the net. Torsos had a freebie.
He gets the freebie, but I mean, listen, it's a freebie, but it's a well-earned one at that.
Across to Express, who I think has been grinding more than anyone on Team Power and who I have high expectations of. Another chance. He goes forward. That was so close to being a perfect pass. And in a crazy game one, Power team. How wide he took that.
Maybe he just wasn't expecting it. Maybe he just wasn't expecting that free of a shot. I mean, speaking of free shots, Express also puts another one wide. And game number one, as many goals as we can score. Game number two, difficulty even finding a good shot.
Oh, that's right in. That's going to go floating. Torsos has found it. He gets the demo, and he just pops it in.
It feels like we're in a fever dream right now. This is such a weird type of play style between the two teams. Team Power just getting themselves some freebies here and there while Renegades are desperately diving at the ball. It's game two, Renegades. You do not need to panic like this. Take your time, take a deep breath and settle down.
Yeah, we've seen a lot more demos coming out of Team Power in the off-season as well, so might be a large part of their gameplay, especially from Torsos there. That one's open, that one's in. There's finally someone there to follow up, and it's going to be Kami.
Ooh, CJ, he's doing the most with this one here. Multiple touches, just gets it around the entirety of the defense, and when Fever's running distraction in the net, it's about as free as they come. You talk about free goals, well, there's one for the Renegades, and they do so with a minute gone.
All the hard work put in by CJ in advance. We're always going to stay.
Distraction in the net. It's about as free as they come. You talk about free goals. Well, there's one for the Renegades, and they do so with a minute gone.
All the hard work put in by CJ in advance. We're always going to stay very close here between these two teams, it seems, at least in the game so far. Though Express, he's found it underneath. That is clever from Express.
This is a very well done play out of all of Team Power here. Pop it up high. Amphis just needs to beat out that defender. And when he sees CJ on the backboard awkward, put it low, make sure no one gets a touch, and find the lead. Team Power playing clever thus far.
At the other end, and that's maybe their chance to score, but it's also chaotic at their own end. And that's just working so well for Express, who's been so confident to push forward in this recent time. CJ going for another demo, which has been very heavy. Another demo from CJ. Can't win the race to the ball. And Renegades actually have a chance here. If Fever can get this angle, it is in. Fever gets the goal. And that's after so many demos from Renegades.
Yeah, eventually something had to give. When you're causing this many players to get sent to the graveyard, something's going to happen. And, well, there it is. Finally, they get a...
As well, Kami, the defensive mastermind for Renegades, manages to get just enough out, but now Torsos has the play. That's in. That's in. No!
No!
It is eventually. Express finds it. Team Power up 2-0.
Oh my gosh, I thought that one was going out, and I bet you Renegades were hoping that it was. Unfortunate for them, but this is kind of what it's been all day long. Team Power just barely edging out their opponents. Now they go up 2-0 on the series. I mean, we've shown that the 2-0 doesn't necessarily mean a guaranteed win considering the resistance KCP found during the back half of the series, but my word, I don't know what is more impressive, the shot, the pass, or the save. Teams both peaking on either end, and we are still scoreless here in this game.
That was insanity all around, but as expected by teams of this quality. Now Kami looking for the drop down right in front of it. That is insane.
That is brilliant. What a passing play from all three players on Renegades.
Passed across, CJ gets this touch, and normally the player in Fever's position would think that that's going to go across, that's going to be too hard for them to get to, but it's straight to Fever, and it looks like they're playing a little bit of keep away, but Fever's being kept away from the net himself. That one's right in front. A touch from Kami saves it.
Just barely able to get in the way, but not able to get it off the half. 20 seconds left here, and Power starting to put on the pressure. Renegades need to be careful here. A touch off the ceiling, and no one makes the save! two players in net and neither make a touch.
There may have been a bump here between the Renegades players coming off. Amphis gets a great touch here. It wasn't a bump. CJ just couldn't get across, and it's tied up, but you can see it coming. Power it goes, because if Team Power gets it, they should be able to just clinch out the series from there. No time, no shot, no defender, and Team Power go to match point.
Oh, that is devastating. Again, Renegades, the littlest errors cost them so severely. And now we get to that dreaded point you and I talked about, Yummy. It's a reverse sweep time if the Renegades want to stay in the upper brackets.
Yeah, and you think about a couple of moments in that game that might haunt the Renegades and make that reverse sweep even harder. That save by
Fever wants to double off the backboard, but cannot make the connection. And once again, Renegades putting on pressure, but still come up short without a goal.
But the beautiful part for Power is that while they're feeling it out, they still have the solo plays that they could rely on.
What?
What? That is crazy. That's a ground pitch from Fever.
It's barely even, like, he's not even coming from the sky. He just kind of does like a little stutter step out of midfield, fakes out the defender, and then slams it home. Well done to Renegades. That might need to be the boost that they needed.
Well, certainly important to get the first goal for them if they want to mount the big comeback. I just had a few opportunities here just to tie it up, but a good touch away from CJ again in the midfield, and every single time that happens, Power get put onto that back half away from the area where they can score, and that's pretty much how Renegades have to defend at the moment, by being at the other half. Express gets faked underneath, almost takes out his own teammate. CJ gets the follow-up.
That's a little bit of calamity on the back end here. It just feels like the team got a bit nervous when they saw Express maybe unable to make the save, and when Torsos sees that he does make the save, it's panic immediately. So Renegades starting to take advantage of little mistakes, something you and I...
Safe, and that's why you're not getting demos, because that required them to run really far forward and take a bit of a risk. They're not taking that anymore. They're not playing their play style, so it's given Renegades a little in back into the series. They were playing a little bit more relaxed.
I think that, like we said, the pressure of game number 4, the potential to sweep Renegades here in the upper bracket started to get into their own head, and unfortunately, they couldn't ever really escape it. So, they've got another chance here. Game number 5 underway, and I will say, if Team Power can just get an early goal, I feel like that'll erase all the momentum against them. But speaking of early goals, Fever to find the opener.
Yeah, they can't get the early goal because Fever's staying the momentum. That touch is crazy off the corner, and then he beats him again. He's outplayed them all.
All of a sudden, we're also starting to see it's more and more line.
Even still, I feel like at some point, just somebody from Power is going to score the most crazy goal of all time, and that'll be enough for them to hold out a win, no matter what, in any of the games. So that's got to be the worry for Renegades, and this could be it there as Amphis was looking for something crazy, and it was crazy that it landed right on his head.
I don't know if this is luck. I don't know if this is calculated. It could be a combination of both. I mean, it's a bump into Amphis. All right, yeah, no, that's got to be some luck.
There's definitely luck involved in that. If it went ever so slightly in a...
3 minutes to go, and they find themselves another goal.
Another demo from the Renegades, and they have to be a little concerned about that. They might remind Power about the ability to demo at the same time, as we've seen a lot in the past, but for the moment, it's very back and forth. We're staying very close to this left wing at the moment for Power. Not really deviating from plan whatsoever, but it's off Express. It's been pinballed into the net. He was a paddle, and Fever only had to hit it into him.
This was karma in its best form. This is justice for Fever. After starting off the series with an own goal, it's only fair he gets one back in his favor. And, well, Renegades couldn't have come at a better time. We get into the back half of this ballgame, or just about. Renegades having the lead. Yep, further and further, I'm starting to believe we may actually see that Game 7.
It's still very, very early to call. Very early to call, Bass.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Bold calls are fun because they make it a more entertaining series. This hurts. Nothing else to say.
It was awkward from the kickoff for CJ. It went a little over his head, and that was the start of the disaster right off the kickoff. Get out. Fever's been caught by his own teammate. A bump between Power members has cost them a goal.
That could have been a huge play for them. They had multiple chances to drill one at least on target, but no real shot ever arrives.
Open.
Now, as a result, this is completely open. Fever put it on target. it and send us to game number 6. Renegades survive another game.
They are fighting back from the depths of despair. 2 games in a row. Renegades starting to heat up and most importantly, breaking that clutch overtime streak from Power. And it's up to Power to turn it around, to go back to that aggressive playstyle that was working so well.
They got to be careful here. After this one, they will definitely be taking the timeout if they lose this game. But if they win this one, there's on to the upper finals, and they can guarantee themselves 3rd place in this regional at a minimum. And plays like that will get them there. Power to open up the scoreline.
Yeah, a large part of the Renegades going back and holding this defense alone has also made them very susceptible to that demo, and that's what we called for, the demos to come back from the first 3 games at the same time, and that just also allows Amphis to play Amphis, you know, to go forward, to look for those redirects, look for the mechanical plays, and eventually he might find one.
And they are finding them a couple of times here. They've only been able to capitalize once thus far, but CJ, he'll capitalize on the other end. Awkward angle, and he makes it work.
Yeah, this was such a bad position, and Express really put his own teammates in a bad spot there by going so close to the ball and then opting to come back into the net where everybody was. It put them all in the same position and made it really difficult to...
Demo's in front of the net. Where's Team Power? Can they take a shot? No such luck, and we go a minute into overtime still without a definitive goal.
Good speed from FIFA, but you can see Power are moving really far back now, holding the net, and Express is right in front. That should be it. That's a great play in overtime. Team Power go through the upper bracket.
They make it through, and they do so in narrow fashion. To say this was a nail-biter is an understatement. 4 overtimes of the 6 games we played. It's literally 2/3 of what we just witnessed was going to OT, and Power